The bill is passed.
This morning, House Democrats kicking off a month-long recess with the first step to a legislative victory.
The yeas are 217. The nays are 213.
First mark in decades, the Washington legislature takes an historic step toward limiting certain kinds of firearms. Now that legislation is almost a signature away from becoming law.
Well, why don't we just ban the things? That seems like a perfectly sensible thing, right? If you're having problems, you just pass a law and the problem just goes away. The thing about legislation is that it's only as effective as your ability to enforce it. When the Department of Justice conducted a formal audit of firearm background checks, they found that there was a 1 in 2,000 chance or less of a prosecution occurring, even with formal signed documentation from the perpetrator. This makes unenforced legislation little better than expensive toilet paper. So let's do something better. Let's pretend we have a magic wand that enforces our policies perfectly.
You shall not pass!
This magic wand does more than just get legislation passed. It even does more than making the item disappear. It even removes all knowledge and memory that it ever existed. What effect would that have on, say, the AR-15? We'll start by looking at what the AR-15 can do by observing the shooter engaging an array of steel targets.
Here we go.
And now the same shooter engaging the same array of targets using a rifle that is not being proposed for any current bans. The first rifle is the AR-15, the one that's drawing all of the ire. It is a gas-operated, self-loading rifle chambered in .223 Remington fed from a detachable box magazine. The second rifle is a Ruger Mini 14. It is a gas-operated, self-loading rifle chambered in .223 Remington fed from a detachable box magazine. No, this is not some oversight or some odd loophole. The Ruger Mini 14 and rifles similar to it are expressly allowed under most proposed legislation that wants to ban the AR-15. It should be obvious that performance differences are minimal at best. Okay, Magic Wand, let's make all self-loading rifles disappear, regardless of appearance. And while we're at it, we're also going to magic away the existence of higher capacity magazines as well, anything over 10 rounds. Let's take a trip to Norway and watch Stang shooting, a rapid-fire rifle match. This event pits manual repeaters against military-style rifles. In this match, shooter 1, 3, and 5 are armed with self-loading military rifles, while shooter 2 and 4 are armed with bolt-action manual repeaters.
Vi ser da, 25 sekunder.
Så bra I gang her, men Lisbeth Rynte har 4 I magen. Det bra start det.
Stein Berntsen, han treffer ikke I det hele tatt.
Botnes, han har jo skutt et par bom der I starten.
Ja, bare en bom på det første, men så bommer han veldig her, Ågotnes, så det har han ikke råd til. Men han skytter allikevel 12 og blir best I dette laget.
Men meget sterkt av Nils.
In this case, they won. Okay, well, what about magazine capacity? What if we forced shooters to use magazines that had 1/3 the capacity, say No more than 10. Compare that to, say, 30 rounds.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Nice job, babe. 803.
Stand by. Finished. Unloading quickly.
11-7-0.
So even at 1/3 the capacity and needing to load the firearm 3 times, the difference was about 3 seconds. Okay, tell you what. Magic Wand, we're going to not only ban all self-loading firearms, we're going to ban all detachable box magazines as well.
So for 4 shots, that's 1.42 seconds. And our splits, 34.30, so about 1/3 of a second to cycle, recharge, and reacquire sights. And what I've done here now, it's a little bit tough to see. Everything below this was from previous videos. I just put 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds of double-aught buckshot.
Tips of the fingers everywhere. Now when we present them, we got to come in at the right angle, apply pressure to the shells with our palm, push forward, and then 2 more. So there you go. That's how I twin and quad load my shotgun.
Rapidly refilling internal magazines with stripper clips or other speed loading mechanisms actually predates detachable box magazines. And quad loading is a technique. Unless you're going to ban fingers, people are going to still be able to do it. Okay, Magic Wand, let's ban all modern firearms. Anything from the 20th century and later, gone. The only thing we have left are antiques and only the kinds of firearms that the president would recommend.
If you want to protect yourself, get a double-barrel shotgun. I said, Jill, if there's ever a problem, just walk out on the balcony here or walk out, put that double-barrel shotgun and fire 2 blasts.
When I go to the shotgun, I'm usually grabbing 4, whether there's 4 targets or 6 targets, it doesn't matter. That way I've got plenty. And I use 2 over-the-top loads with my left hand. And then 2 other loads that you don't see very often are ones that my husband, Billy Abbott, or you know him as TG Reaper, he invented. It's the index load and the pinky load. And what this is I'm going to go to the gun, shoot the 2 that are in there out. I'm going to go over the top with 2. And then with my index, I'm going to pin it, throw it in. And then with the pinky load, I'm going to pin it and throw it in as well.
In cowboy action shooting, contestants must be quick on the draw and true with their aim. Armed with an arsenal of cowboy-era replicas, shooters at each stage gun for the fastest time.
13-19, good run.
Take it with you.
Okay, Magic Wand, let's just ban all firearms of all kinds. The only thing left are things that are powered by air and archery.
Test for 5 shots, 3,000 PSI. Goes into battery on its own, dump to max. Seems like it works.
From the barbecue culture, we have 2 large books. One is Archery. There's a large description. How to aim, there's different way. How to speed shoot, there's 4 different way. How to knock, all the aspects of archery in the book. And then there's Saracen archery, there's collection of archery stuff from where we know that the Saracen should be able to shoot 3 arrows in 1.5 seconds. We know the distance, how the arrow should fly. So today it's easy to calculate the speed. And this test has been well known for years, but I think that I'm the first one in modern time who will learn to actually do it.
For example, we know from history books that as boys, the Comanches shot coins out of the air. 3 arrows in 1.5 seconds. And birds out of the sky. They were even known to be able to hit insects. No wonder they became terrifying as adults.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.